I'm going to do a quick video just to show how to fix a sticky turn signal indicator. So it's pretty simple, just a little bit fiddly. So first thing you need to do is get to screw number 1 and 2 just underneath it. Sorry, it's a bit dark there. This second one, just so you know, a long screwdriver is not going to reach that bottom, and you need to have something a bit more like this here to get into that gap. So we're going to undo that first and then continue. Now I've opened up the 2 screws, so it's loose. I didn't have to move any of my components, even though I got this fitted or anything like that. It just opens up and it's a little bit of a squeeze, but just pull it apart and then you can just angle it to get it off the handlebar. So now it's off the handlebar. You can see the boot that contains all the wires. I did not remove any wires, didn't have to. What you're going to have to do is remove this one screw here at the bottom. Get into focus. There you go. Number 2 over here. Number 3 there. This is just a housing to hold the wires in place, but it's also to get access to the turn signal to pull it out. So I'll just loosen them up and pull that out now. Okay, so those 3 screws are loose, and this is now free. Just pulled it out of the little slot that it belonged to. Now for some reason I had one part, this one, no idea where it goes. It came off somewhere, started rattling around, and then I have no idea what it does, but everything seems to work without it, so I'm not going to put it back in. But basically, I'm not going to open this up again because it was quite fiddly, but basically, first you want to remove, you see this here, there's a clip, and also on the opposite side is the other clip. So those 2 things are holding all of this together. So you're going to have to memorize how to do this, so be careful when you pull that off. What's going to happen is that this black piece here that's connected to these 3 wires will slot out, then the white thing will come out, and then also yeah, actually those 2 things will come out. Then what you need to do to release the turn signal is undo this screw, and then you're going to have a little mechanism with springs on the other side. Those springs are not fixed, so make sure you do that carefully and don't lose them, and don't have a floor where it's got holes and it's going to get lost or whatever. So just pull it out and you'll see that it has loads of grease like this. I don't even know what it's called. I got this from my dad ages ago, but it's just the grease. The whole thing's covered with it, so that's what's causing the issue. So what I did was just use some tissues and some earbuds, just clean up the area, and then WD-40 helps, by the way. If you spray that on, it gets rid of grease. It's like a degreaser, so I degreased it. Not on the electronics, obviously, just basically the turn signal here, because I believe it's this actual piece here that rubs with what's underneath. So if you re-lubricate that, it will become nice and smooth again. So for me, it's become nice and smooth again. And then, yeah, just do the reverse afterwards. The fiddly part is inside here you'll see pins and so on. Sorry, you'll see 2 pins which control the turn signal. When you switch it left, can you see it? You see that metal button that's turning slightly? There's one up there, and there's one also on the flip side that connects to this white one. Sorry, I wish I could open it up again, but it's just fiddly and I can't be asked right now to spend the time to put it back together. But it's basically a puzzle piece. It only goes one way. Put it back together, slot it back in, and just do the reverse, and you're done. And I would just recommend that before you even put this back together, just turn on the engine, or just turn on the electric part, and then just like flick it and just make sure that everything's working before you put it back together. Just make sure, you know, indicators turn on, they cancel, the horn is working, and so on. Just make sure it's all working at this stage, and also when you put it back on, check again, because otherwise you're just gonna have to redo everything and just find out what happened, why is it not connected. But as long as you're not disconnecting wires, it should be fine.